Good morning, my wonderful, wonderful people, and it's nice to see you again. So, you might have noticed that while I'm filming this, I look normal. That's because when I will do things like this, I will still use my old camera because of the attached mic and because it simply is easier. I have a larger screen I can look at, and being this distorted with the new baby really is not my cup of tea. So when I'm talking or when I'm doing probably things that are static in my home, I will use that one. But as you have seen in this video and the one before, we now have a new addition to our technical family. This is Gunny. Yes, that's their name, Gunny. And Gunny is sponsored by my big sister. She decided to send me some money over Christmas, and because I still had a little bit of money left from my birthday, and because of the money she sent me, she's a doctor, by the way. So yeah. So now the videos are sponsored by my big sister. So yeah. I was thinking about getting one anyways, and I knew that she would be happy that if I told her that I would use the money for something like this. She has one herself because she's a diver and she has like the case and everything, so she can film while she's diving. And yeah, so this is the new baby. Now, why am I talking to you? Because nothing really that interesting happened in the vlog. The vlog itself looks beautiful. I love the new look, but I just walked around to test the baby. I want you to tell me which one you prefer. So we had the vlog 36, the one before this, which was shot in ultra wide. So you have this fish eye effect. And this one was shot in just wide, so the fish eye effect is way less. I think I like the super wide one because you can see a lot more, but I understand that when I'm turning, it gets slightly distorted. So yeah. Also the quality is way higher, but I'm still rendering at like only 180p because otherwise it will take days probably to render that. So no, you're not getting 4K videos. I could have done 4K videos before, but I always thought, no, that's too much of a hassle, and I'm afraid that my poor laptop, even though he's really great and really strong, it will die. So no 4K videos yet. But coming back to this, we have the super wide and we have the wide one. And also in this video, the last 3 clips are without extra after effects, so I didn't do any stabilizing afterwards. Tell me if you've noticed that, because the stabilizing is one thing that makes my laptop crash at a certain point. These video files are way more intense than the normal video files, so the poor laptop, the poor Sony Vegas tend to be a little bit iffy about it. The laptop isn't the youngest anymore, and I don't have the newest version of Vegas Pro, so both of these things might come into play with that. But if you tell me you couldn't see a difference between the last 3 clips and the ones before, the next vlog will be without any after effects, so I won't do any stabilizing. What I will need is I need something to hold this baby. I know that for sure, because I'm filming right now like this, and I don't think I am capable of holding my hand as still and as like stable as I can with any kind of grip or, you know, anything like that. So I'm still thinking about what kind of thing I want. Do I want the very basic one that's just a grip, or do I want the one that also has a what is it called, a battery pack in it. I think I want the normal one and just buy a separate battery, because this one holds up really, really well. And because you can just charge it via a power bank, I think I don't need the fancy one, especially because I don't think the fancy one is waterproof. So if I have a simple grip, it will be way easier. Although I'm still very, very scared of taking this thing into water, to be honest. I know it's waterproof, I know there's no problem. I know the case that my sister has is for deep water, so when you're going under 20 meters, so real diving, then you can't take it like this. I know it's waterproof, but with everything that's supposedly waterproof, I'm always scared. Same with my phone. I think my phone is supposedly waterproof. Oh, it's not the youngest anymore. It's a Samsung S20, and I think it's supposed to be waterproof, but I don't want to test it. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so this is the new camera for going out, and I think the quality is so much better. I think the pictures are so much. I like that you can see a lot more, and I like that it's more like it's just more and it looks good. The only problem I have is because I can film a lot more, it's a lot harder to film in a way that I don't film other people, and I hate that. But what can you do? I mean, because it's this large picture now, I think it's okay, because most of the times when I film and there are people in it, they're like far away, so you can't really tell who they are. But yeah, filming people without consent? Is that the word? I don't know. I don't really like that. That's also one of the reasons why I don't take certain pictures, even though they would be so cool. So you might have seen my Tumblr vlog, and I have updated it. I will update it in a few minutes, because I still have a lot to do to come to the pictures I've taken here in Thailand. And there's two things I wish I would be more adventurous about, but I probably won't. One is I would love to take pictures with people in them, because for example, sometimes you've seen the streets I've walked on, and where there's like these stalls or these stores, these really old stores, which is just one room and they're really dark, but it looks so cool. And if there's like one person in it, those pictures would look so great. You have these shopkeepers that are sitting in there and just waiting, reading newspapers, watching their phone, whatever, and then you have these really old shops with this dark wood, and it's so cool. But I'm not going to take photos of people, and I'm not going to ask, because yeah, I'm getting better at talking to people, but I'm not that good, especially if it's something that's like not that important, you know what I mean? And the other thing I wish I would be able to do, but that one's even scarier, because one just means you would have to ask someone, hey, can I take your picture? And maybe have it in the local language. The other thing is, it's sad. I have to tell you, I think it's kind of sad, but it's also kind of interesting. There's a lot of buildings that are like left. So there's a lot of abandoned buildings here. Hotels, old complexes where people lived, and going in there and taking pictures, like urban exploring, would be so interesting. There's so many buildings where you can see that nature already took over, and even though this might sound a bit dark, which it is, my favorite kind of post-apocalypse aesthetic is the one where nature took over. So, Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, there's a lot of these places in The Last of Us, you know, things like that, where you have these overgrown places. I love that so much. That's such. I love because it's this mix of like the gray that we put into the world. A lot of these buildings are like dull gray, brown, maybe the pretty paints peeled off over the years, so they are now really just gray and brown. And then you have this lush green that grows into the... But I can take pictures from outside, but I'm not going to go inside. I'm not an urban explorer, and I don't know how that would work, like legally. Do you have to call someone? Do you just do it and get into trouble? No. Nope. No. Before I do that, I will get the courage and ask people to, can I take a picture? So yeah. And on the topic of talking to strangers, if you follow me on other social medias, you might have seen that I was able to print my e-visa for Cambodia, which I had to do. I had to have 2 prints of this e-visa for my, well, to cross the border. But here's the thing, I was thinking, where can I print this? So yeah, the 7-Elevens that I walked past on that day, all of them, well, I looked in a few and none of them had like a printer or any kind of service like that. So my idea always was to go into the big malls and ask there. The really big malls have like something like a reception, so you can ask, hey, where can I find this and that? And on that day, so not yesterday, the day before, so it was the vlog 36, while I was filming that, I came across one of the buildings that has that's like a mix between an office building, a food court, because there's a lot of like food stalls and things like that, and cafes, and there were also a few shops, and one of the shops was an HP store. And as a good little tech nerd, I knew HP, of course laptops, but also I think most of us had an HP printer at one point. I still have one, but well, in Germany, my dad has it now, so it still works, it's a good printer. Yeah, so I went into the HP store and I simply asked, hey, I have a weird question, I need something printed, can you help me? Because they have printers there. And the store person, the salesperson, she was so kind. She asked me, no, not really, but how much do you need? And I said, well, I need 2 pages, that's all. I don't need like, I didn't go into a tantrum, I just said, I only need 2 pages. And she was like, oh yeah, you can do that here. Which was so great. So the store helped me. I had everything on my little USB stick. It was just one file. I made sure there was nothing else on it, so we didn't get into any like, whoa, what do we need to print? I only had my e-visa on there, and they printed it for me, and now I have it. That made it so much easier. So if you're ever in Bangkok and you need something, you need a printer or you want a new laptop, maybe go to the HP store in the Empire Tower, because the service is great. So thank you. And other than that, I'm good. I'm looking forward to our next stay, to our next exploration, to our next trip. So the last few days, or it's even more than a few days, it's like, I think 10 days left? No, it's 9 days left. It's always harder to do things because I'm starting to think about leaving and to think about packing up and things like that. Especially if you're staying so long in one place. It's different to leave than if you're just going on a holiday for 7 days somewhere. But yeah, I have still a few things I want to do, but I wanted to hear from you first if you want to see them in super white or white. And if this takes too long, I will do it tomorrow. So if all of this takes too long, I will just do it the way I want to, and then the next one will be different. Because today is Thursday? No, it's Friday. Dear me, I'm so bad with the days of the week. So yeah, I might do it tomorrow, or I might do it during the week, because I want to visit a big museum that's a little bit farther out, and well, I I can do it on a Saturday because probably there won't be any locals there, so it might be a good idea. I don't want to go to a place when there's like a lot of people there. So yeah, we'll see, maybe I do that tomorrow. Otherwise, yeah, that's it from me for now. I'm going to finish my coffee now. It's still early in the morning. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a sweater, I'm starting to, yeah. I'm not sure how I will survive when I come back to Germany, because I'm starting to feel like, oh yeah, no, it's not that warm outside. And I have the AC running, so it's a bit colder in here, which is nice. So yeah. Okay. I'm off now. You know what you have to do. Subscribe, like, share, comment. You know the shtick. And I'll see you with Gunny in the next one. Bye.